And eventually it will all come
So
out.
you sort of can't cheat the system because your eyes, we were talking about the eyes. Your eyes are literally a projection of what's happening inside. And the reason why you can't see your kidneys or your liver or your heart is because I'm sure God knew that we could manipulate the system if we could see the system. So how it works is you are always going to attract who you are. Okay. So after Big Brother, I was a certain person. So I attracted certain people. I'll go to restaurants and Madonna will be eating there. I've met Denzel Washington in Noble.
Oh, nice.
So, but I still kept attracting probably sometimes footballers who are not serious and they just want wang bang, goodbye ma'am. And I always used to think to myself, but why won't you fall in love with me? You know, like, why do you want to sleep with me and then go and marry a white girl? And then that's when I realized that I need to become more to attract more. Like, there are certain rooms, you know, there's a saying that says charisma will take you there, but character will keep you there. There were so many doors that were opened for me because of Big Brother, but I couldn't last in there because my character had not built capacity to last in those places. That's why, again, in my workshops, I'm big on personal development. Like, if you want to succeed at anything you're doing, succeed at this. Be a success. And because success is something you attract, it's not something you become. True. So when people say to me, Makosi, are you successful? I'm like, with all modesty, I think I'm a very successful person. I think I'm successful with my food, with my relationships, with a lot of things, and you find that even my businesses are, succeeding.
Of that as well,
We were talking about how I've just all of a sudden become busy. I came from Dubai in December. I'd just done my master coach, from life coach to master coach. So of course I'm going to get busy because I'm more. So I'm going to attract more. So it's really about, personal development and becoming that which you want to attract.
I love that. 100%. That is amazing.
I'm coaching you guys for free.
Yes, you are.
That's what I'm saying. Our listeners are getting coaching.
I feel like this is one of those episodes that I'm going to listen to like on my own. Like, I'm part of the conversation, but I'm going to listen to this like over and over again, just for stuff like that.
I want to pick on something you said, like our eyes. If God purposely didn't let us see into our system, because our eyes can manipulate things, and it's true. It's scientifically as well. It's like when you're getting your blood pressure taken, you're not supposed to look at the
monitor.
You manipulate it. How you manipulate it is they've done an experiment. You have to watch a movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? I'll send it to you.
Is it a documentary?
That will change your life. So they've researched. Nobody actually knows what a virus looks like. Because once you start observing the virus, it changes its form. That's how powerful you are. So that's where the saying beauty is in the eyes of the beholder comes from. Someone can look and think, oh my God, this girl is ugly. And then the other person can come and look and say, this girl is beautiful.
Kill himself.
Exactly. And meaning, whatever we are observing, we alter it. That's why That's why sometimes when I'm at an airport and it looks like the person who's serving me is getting frustrated and is becoming rude, there's a Hawaiian practice that you can practice. I'm not going to teach you guys this because you have to pay for it. But then I say certain things to myself that starts calming the person down.
Wow.
Is the rooster and broken the earlobes?
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying. No, I'll tell you guys when you come up.
Okay.
I just say certain things to myself, and then the person will start calming down.
Wow.
Because if I am not calm, the person in front of me won't be calm. So it's two things. I start saying things for them to calm down, and then when I go away, I ask myself, what within me is still frustrated? Let's work on that. Because I don't have the capacity to attract what I'm not. Nobody has that capacity to attract what they're not. So even if, like, my first session with my coach, he said to me, okay, so Makosi, when did you decide to have cancer?
When did you decide to have cancer?
That's the first question.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? You're a fool. You're a big fool. I don't even need my refund. I'm walking out of here, And then I get out and then I start going through my life. I literally had to go through literally had to fine tooth comb my life. And I got to the day I decided to have cancer.
Oh, wow.
So nothing happens to you. It's that simple. When you know that, you're not gonna think that I can just pray things away, or I can pray things to me. You know, I was saying this morning to someone that sometimes people have not gone ahead to do what they need to do in life because of procrastination, but what they call it is waiting on God.
We talk about that all the time.
You know, to say, oh, I've been waiting when God's timing, in God's timing.
Yes.
But God's timing is always now, because He does not have time, right?
Bound by
He's
time.
one day is 1,000 years, and so God's timing is always now. So it's just for you to develop, to pluck up the courage to say, okay, you know what? This is what I'm going to do.
And start the process.
And just believe that what you're doing, just be congruent with your decision.
Because success is not really a destination, it's a process.
Exactly.
You got to start it.
Yeah.
And so you're right. So people never ever start that process of success because
Fear.
of waiting.
Afraid. Fear. And exactly.
Afraid
Fear
of losing,
masked
afraid of
as something
winning.
else.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we were talking about churches before recording, and sometimes
Was that before? Oh,
that was
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Right? I'll go in and I'll see people praying for jobs or whatever, and in my mind I hope you've done the work.
What you need to do.
Exactly.
When you speak to those people, I was like,
Yeah.
do you have your CV on
Yes.
this? I was like, no.
No. Have you done are you taking courses? Are you
No.
Nothing's
but
happening.
I'm in church praying for this job. Where's it gonna come from? So that's so true.
So those are the people I'm open to coaching at my workshops,
Yeah.
like how to get you out of that rut
Yeah.
of believing in your pastor and you start believing in God, in the sense that, you know, the Bible has its spiritual side and it also has its practical side. What do you have to be doing to get what you want? It's not just gonna come to you. It's not like, you know, sometimes I sit in church, especially here in Nigeria, and you hear some of these horrific testimonies. They call them testimonies, but for me, because I understand, I hear things that are not being said, because I hear conversations in 3D. So when you stop talking, I can hear what you're saying in the gap. And you know, you hear these testimonies, oh, I saw one snake coming out of my ass. And I'm like two things. We're either dealing with schizophrenia or we're dealing with projections. You've been around a certain type of person, a certain type of people for so long, and you guys are projecting shit on each other. You know what I mean? Because there are certain things I can never fathom. Why? Am I not human? I can't fathom because I've not put them in my head.
Those don't come.
It just, and you know what? It's okay to be in that place in life where, like, you know, when I went to my pastor when I found out I had cancer, he said to me, I can show you in the Bible where cancer is sexually transmitted.
What?
Yes. He opened some Bible, whatever, and then, you know what, I just let the guy be, and then I have my first chemo session therapy. He comes to my house. I can see him sitting in my living room in South Africa. My parents are there. And he says to my parents, the only reason you people have gone for chemotherapy is because you can afford it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, because, you know, we can pray. And at that point, I'm looking at my mom. I'm looking at my mom and I'm saying, tell that guy to get out.
Get out.
At this point, I can't.
You don't need that.
Do you understand? So it's really the wisdom. You know, when you want abundance, you want to ask God for the wisdom for abundance. Instead of wanting $1 million, you want to ask God how to get the $1 million.
Exactly.
Like personally, I would rather $1 million in my bank account that I've worked for than $1 billion in my bank account that somebody has just given me.
That's right.
Because the one I've worked for, I know how to do it again.
I can do that again. Exactly.
But if somebody has just dashed it to me,
then
I've got no power over it. Once it's gone, it's gone.
You get those statistics about lottery winners. And how
about
many
that.
of them
All lottery winners end up broke.
broke.
No, because you know what? the thing with even money, right? You build capacity to manage it. You know, you like, it doesn't matter how much. If I come to you and I give you $1 million and you've not built capacity to manage $1 million, it will finish. So you always have to build capacity. Instead of saying, "Oh God, give me." My prayer is, God, give me capacity to manage more.
Yeah.
Give me capacity to, you know, because literally opportunities are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like opportunities are everywhere. You just have to have, once you have capacity to manage, I see God. I'm not talking like a prophetess. But once you have capacity to manage, once you build capacity to manage, I see God giving it to you. And I've always known this even before I started going to church, because my father is Catholic. So we just used to go to church because people go to church.
Routine.
So you just go there, you sit in church. I remember one day, I must have been like 8. The offering basket is passing by me. I've got no money, but I have my Barbie doll's shoe. And then I put it in. I know.
That's so cute. The only thing of value I have.
Yeah, this is all I have, so I put it in there. But I remember going home that day and I'm frustrated. I need the shoe. I want my shoe back, you know. But I've always known that before I ask God for a 5-bedroom house, do I have capacity to maintain it?
That's right.
Because you will think about the diesel to run my generator is 18K a week.
Wow. See.
The diesel to, like, literally to just keep the structure standing is like somebody's rent.
Yeah.
So before you say, oh, you know, God, give me a house in my town. Like, can you manage it?
Yeah.
Like, if you get a pool, can you manage it? Because you have to maintain the pool. You have to maintain everything. So what I'm always praying for, my own prayer time, is God to build my capacity to manage more. I don't even ask God for $1 billion. Can I tell you something? Like, I know people know I'm fearless, I skydive and everything, but I'm afraid to ask God for $1 billion. Because I'm thinking, Makosi, are you ready?
Just imagine what that comes with.
Are you ready?
What that comes with.
You know, the thing is, before Big Brother, there was me, I'm watching TV and I'm like, I could so do this is so easy, you know. And then I go for I go for my auditions. I go for auditions and I'm scaling through the auditions because, like, literally, I know, with all modesty, again, I'm very charismatic. So I'm scaling through the auditions. I'm like, you know, if this doesn't work out, I'm just gonna go back to 2A. That's the ward I used to work on.
I see.
Literally, the day I leave the Big Brother house, I said, shit. That's when it hit me what I had done.
What you've done.
Because I had the sun, I was ambulance chased by newspapers. So I left the Big Brother house at like 9 p.m. 9 a.m. the following morning, my parents were telling me that newspapers from England had come to interview them, and they were not leaving their house.
Wow.
And I'm like, and you know, when you're having those showers, you're not even thinking about who's watching. At some point, you just forget, right?
Yeah, forget.
And then when you come out and you're being shown the newspaper clippings, you're like, oh my word. If I knew all of that before I went into the Big Brother house, I would not have done it. It's just too much. Relationships break down because of that. Like, you'll meet people who've never watched Big Brother, and then before you know it, they send you a message with pictures of yourself that somebody found on the internet, munched and sent to them. Like a couple of months ago, like last year, I was asked to speak to the youths of a particular church. So I go in, I deliver, boom, I'm done.
No.
And then
I really hate where this is going.
Exactly. Before you know it, the pastor calls me to his office. He's like, is this who you really are?
Wow.
I am like, this was 14 years ago. I am not making excuses for it, but it follows me. So you'll find that probably 8-9 years after Big Brother, I did not want to get out of the house. I just didn't want to do anything because I'm thinking, who is waiting to judge me? You know what I mean? But then now I've grown to know that, you know what, you can judge me if you want. I now know who I am. I just now know that I'm much more than that girl on Big Brother. That girl on Big Brother was real. And that's who I was then.
Yes.
But that's not who I am now. So sometimes people want fame, but it has its...
Yeah, it comes with...
You know, it comes with its own relation. Like, before, like now I'm 40 and I'm not married. Well, I'm turning 40 and I'm not married. I'm sure if I had not done Big Brother, I'll probably have 10 little kids by now. Considering how fertile the women from my family are, I'll have 10 little kids by now. But then the thing is, you now have two things. You have the relationships that failed because of who you were.
That's right.
And then you're paranoid to say, like, who are you here for? Are you here for Makosi or are you here for Makosi?
That's right.
Like, who really are you gonna be in this relationship with? So I would just say, like, always ask for capacity to manage whatever it is that you pray for.
That's so illuminating. I deal with a few people who have been on Big Brother Nigeria at work, and you hear the same thing. Yeah. It's like you don't know, you're in this bubble, and they create this fake environment where you forget that the cameras are around.
You forget that everything is happening outside as well.
And one of the things that made me really happy was when I heard that the first thing they did when people left the house was they got them mental health services.
Yeah, you have therapy before you go in.
Okay.
They sort of vet you mentally.
Okay.
To say how far can this one be pushed?
Yes.
If she can't be pushed, like if she is a suicidal candidate, they're not taking you.
Yeah.
Because I remember sitting down with a lot of shrinks therapists before Big Brother. I think I had about 6 sessions. And then because obviously they also want to find out if you're not faking the interview because you just want to be on TV.
Yeah.
And then when you come out, okay, so this is how bad it is. For 3 months, you've not had, because I was there for 3 months, you've not had the responsibility of a phone. You've not had the responsibility of a lot of things. I would literally go into restaurants and I'll leave my phone.
Just forget that
I just forget I have it. Because at this point, because it was 3 months of total immersion.
Yes.
3 months of changing you into another person. That's why I think, for me, right, I just think like I am God's favorite child. Because Big Brother, again, changed my identity drastically. From this African child who has come to the West to this overexposed. So now you just can't be. Like with my Instagram content, unlike everybody else, I have to think about what I'm posting. I can't just go and then start posting all sorts of things because you just don't know who's going to run with it.
That's right.
I was in Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, and my friends wanted us to go and do something that you should not be doing in Abu Dhabi. And I'm like, but if we get in trouble and the press comes, it's me they're going to come for.
That's right.
They're not going to come for you.
Yeah, everybody else is fine.
It doesn't go away,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I just thank God that my identity has changed over and over again, and I don't need to fake it. It's just changed by
the Big Brother experience, right? Because I hear everything you're saying about what it did, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like that was an important step to getting you to this incredible person I'm seeing.
Absolutely.
So there's no regret, I hope.
No.
Good.
No, I don't regret. Listen, I don't regret having gone on Big Brother. As I said, it changed my identity.
Yeah.
There's so many people who don't have the opportunities I have today because of Big Brother. And if you ask me, Big Brother did not happen for the amazing person that I am today. Big Brother happened for the absolutely amazing person that I'm going to be in the future. Because even when I look today, I've not seen that thing why Big Brother happened. Not yet.
Not yet.
Like literally, like I'm living the life of my dreams. Don't get it twisted. Like I love my life, you know. But I've not seen the reason Big Brother happened. It will come.
Amazing.
Big Brother was part of capacity building.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I see it. You see, the thing is, in life there are no challenges if you want to think about it. It's part of your deal. You choose to do a podcast like this, there are things that come with the podcast.
Yes.
And you have to be okay with them.
Yes.
You have to be okay with the the pros and the cons. Some of them I can't even tell you. Like my real clientele, I could not tell you. Because I have to protect my bills. They pay my bills. You know. And the reason why I feel they picked me is they have seen how my life has transformed from one stage to another. And if that's what you're looking for, you don't want someone who's telling you about what they've read in a book.
Yeah.
You want somebody who's telling you to say, see that one, I've done it before. Is it drugs? Is it alcohol? Like literally, if you gave me a phone to fill, there is no negative box I won't fill in. And I mean there is no negative box I won't fill in. But when that person sits in front of me, I can connect with them. I'm not judging them. I'm like, look, I can see how in 10 years' time you're going to be amazing because of what you're going through now. You know, I have people, drug addicts, who are some of my best friends. They call me, oh, Makosi, and I hang around them when they're doing what they're doing, you know. But I feel that they can listen to me better. Because you know when you're judging someone, they know you're judging them.
Of course, yes.
Even without saying anything to them. But I can just sit around with absolutely anybody. I saw 6 aunts die of AIDS. 6 aunts die of AIDS. So no one can tell me anything that I can't look at them and think, I kind of have a feeling I know what you're doing. Yeah, so... And the beautiful thing about life is nobody gets out of this alive.
That's true.
It's so true.
So that's the most
morbidly true.
That's the most beautiful. You see, okay, let me say something. The secret to living your best life ever is knowing that you're not getting out alive. The minute you start thinking, I'm gonna live until I'm 120, the minute you don't think about death, you limit yourself. Because you limit how you relate with people. You limit your presence with people. Like when you're at home with your girlfriend or you're at home with your mom, if you're just thinking we are going to be there, when your mom starts yelling, you'll just think, you know what? When I'm ready to deal with you, I'll deal with you. But who told you you're going to have the time to deal with it?
Who says this tomorrow?
So with me, literally every time I have an argument with mom and with my mom, because with my mom, we're the same person. So we argue a lot.
That's hard,
So every time I argue with my mom, my sister, anybody, I have to make peace with you. Today. I will force you to make peace with me today. Because I just don't know what tomorrow will hold. And I don't know who's going to be tortured tomorrow. To say I would have not been talking to someone for a week and then something happens to them. That's the day I die. Like you fight with someone today and then you decide I'm not going to talk to them for a week and then something happens to them, God forbid that. That thing that happens to them, if they die that day, that's the day you die too.